Here we are with Andrew Lewis from the South Carolina Counter Narco-Terrorism Task Force to talk a little bit about the money transfers industry and the government regulations. Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. So my first question is, how do you see the future of the money transfers industry and the government kind of working together?
Well, South Carolina, as you may or may not know, is one of the only two states in the country that doesn't regulate money service businesses. And that is likely going to change here this year. We've had a lot of issues with the state legislature and the Attorney General, and we're all looking at draft legislation now to regulate money service businesses in South Carolina. We've already submitted a draft legislation, and later this week actually we're probably going to complete work on it. And so I see, at least from South Carolina's perspective, money service businesses will kind of come out from the shadows, so to speak, and become part of the mainstream of financial transaction industry there in South Carolina.
So with all of these changes that are happening in South Carolina, what do you see are going to be the major challenges that the government might be facing in overseeing the money transfers industry?
Well, obviously, from my perspective, as someone who tracks illicit finances, money service businesses are used quite often by criminal organizations, and one problem is even though they do a lot of good illicit transactions, the few times that criminal organizations use them gives them a little bit of a black eye, and so overseeing them to try and weed that out is one of the biggest challenges. And getting access to the information from the transmitters themselves, sometimes there's no standard. So I may contact one and get a lot of information right away. Another may take a very long time, and I may get substandard information. So getting some sort of industry standard would be great. Some sort of data center where all the businesses provide access to their information would be fantastic for us. And a little bit more transparency on the back end of where this money actually goes. For example, we can get information on the sender and the receiver, but usually the receiver is just a large multinational bank, so we don't know actually where that money goes, and so that would be really helpful for us.
Well, it's great. We've been very happy to have your perspective here at the conference, and we're just wondering, how do you see the conference going so far?
Well, I think the conference was great. It's really good to see all these industry members come out for a conference like this. Although I think NMTA is a great organization. I think more of these participants should join it because, like I said, if we could develop a industry standard particularly for my side, the law enforcement side or the investigative side, national security side, that would be great. And I think NMTA plays a key role in developing that industry standard, and it would be nice to see just a greater participation in that organization. So I look forward to the next conference, and hopefully it'll be bigger and there'll be more members.
Well, we're glad to hear that you're enjoying it. Do you have any other suggestions for us for future conferences?
Well, I don't know if you can beat Miami. This was a great place to have a conference, but I'm looking forward to the conference in Los Angeles.
Well, it's good to hear, and we're very glad that you'll be joining us in LA. And thanks again, Andrew, for taking the time to sit and talk to me. We've really enjoyed it.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.